everybody, this is Elissa from Arts and Crafts, and today we are here to talk a little bit about my 2026 goals. I know everybody's pretty much throwing these videos out there right now, and I've watched a couple of my friends' videos, and it was really funny because what I was planning on talking about for my video, it's very much exactly what Jessica, the Stealthy Crafter, put in a lot of her video. But we're gonna get into it and kind of go over what my goal will be. So first off, I don't typically have like a specific number of kits that I want to finish because it can really vary. It's like this year I'm on track to have finished significantly more canvases than I did, well, not significantly, but definitely more canvases this year than what I did last year. And I am a very fast diamond painter. I also prefer to do smaller kits, so those definitely go faster. Like if I were to do, 80 by 100 canvases, I would not get nearly as many done. But, I love my 50 by 70 as a happy medium. And like the one that I'm working on right now, that's my current whip sitting up there on my easel. It's a 50 by 70 and it's a round and it's going so fast. I haven't worked on it today and I didn't work on it yesterday because I really needed to finish a stitch along project that I was doing, and I did finish that because that was, a few months worth of project that I wanted to get completely done and knocked out. So my next step is going to be saying, okay, well, what do I actually want to work on? I know I definitely want to do for my finishes, like the general number, I always want to try to stay above 50 with my general finishes. But I think like when we talk about the goals, my hoard got like literally absolutely out of control this year. I was trying to buy fewer and it just didn't work. So my hoard, it literally got so out of control. So one of my biggest goals for 2026 is to kind of get get my hoard back under control. And it's like there's maybe, if I really was strict about it, there's a handful of kits that I could continue to like destash from my hoard. I have a bunch pulled out already to be destashed when I feel motivated to do it. So those don't count as like my hoard numbers. But when we look at how many I actually have in my hoard, and granted, it's like when I calculate the numbers, I don't count like this number that my hoard says I'm at includes everything, including mini projects, including like paint gems, mini dazzles, the Oraloa, mini Loas. Those are all things that if it's like one of those, I calculate those separately because those are like the quick little add-on things that I do when I need like a little bit of a palette cleanser. So I've always factored them differently because I don't count those in my completions. They go in a separate category for completions and they go in a separate category when I'm talking about my hoard. So sorry guys, I'm like, oh yes, okay. I was like, why do I feel like there's something weird on my glasses? I cleaned my glasses with a Kleenex and I never clean my glasses with a Kleenex because it just doesn't work well. I need to get some actual glasses cleaners because these ones need washed. My little microfiber cloths need washed. And it caught some of like the tissue caught under the rim of my lens. So yes. Also, if you're wondering, again, I'm in my Udi because it is like frigid outside. It's down into like the high today. It was like 53, which is miserably cold considering the fact that it was 83 degrees here in Florida for, Christmas Day. So now I'm down into the 50s. When I left for work this morning, and that was just the basic temperature. The feels like temperature was in the 40s. It was like 44 or 45 when I left work at the end of the day today, which to me is way too cold. So I got home and I immediately put on an Udi, and I put on my Udi pants and my Udi socks. Because I like to be toasty warm. And even with that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm cold. I had to like go snuggle in my bed for a little bit because I was still cold. So I get cold very quickly, as you can see. My perfect temperature is like 77 to 82 is my happy place, i.e. Hawaii, which is why I will be going to Hawaii when I retire. I'm going back to Hawaii when I retire. But anyways, so let me move this chair out of the way because that's just annoying. It's still in here from when my parents were visiting, so my mom could have, what, Mo? Okay, come here. Hi. She came and asked me to hold her because I'm wearing my Udi, which means Mochi wants to be in the Udi. So anyways, like I said, my hoard got absolutely out of control. She wants to snuggle on my Udi. And that one of my biggest things that I want to do, and probably the most important goal to me this year, is to downsize the hoard. So I'll give you the total number as of right now of what my hoard is at, which there are a handful of kits that I have ordered from a couple of them that I ordered from Black Friday, from Jaded Gem Shop. I got 2 kits. I actually was really, really proud of myself. I only ordered 2 kits from Black Friday from Jaded Gem Shop, which normally I buy like so many, but I controlled myself and I bought 2. So I'm waiting on those 2. And then I have 2 kits from Diamond Artisan Shop that are like Ghibli and K-pop Demon Hunter related kits. Actually, no, it's 3 kits from Diamond Artisan Shop that are outstanding. But those ones, 2 of them are going to be the smaller, like the 30 by 50 size. And then I have one that a friend will be giving me when I see her at their retreat next year. And one from Diamond Delights, the Totoro Under the Umbrella from Diamond Delights that she just released that I should be getting in like this next week or so. But anyways, so there are 7 kits that are still in like the pending category. I have them in my not received on my gems flow. So I don't count that as what I actually own kit wise yet until it's actually in my physical possession in my hands where I can touch it and feel it and see it. That's when I call them, then they go into the received not started category on my gems flow. So right now, and mind you, this number that I'm going to give you guys is, and like I said, I got way out of control this year, and I recognized that towards the end of the year. And it won't look like it when I do my kits that arrived in December, but I did control myself very well for Black Friday, considering what I had bought in previous years for Black Friday. So I was proud that I really cut down on what I bought then. But the last few months, I have been really cutting back on how many kits I purchased. But right now, my number of what I have, which includes all of like the received not started, which is my regular kits, my paint gems, my mini dazzles, like the pretty little gem, all of those kits, all of everything together, and the mini ones that I have. Right now, I'm sitting at 432 kits sitting in my possession, which I am not happy with that number. I want to get back below 350. So, that's going to be one of the big things. I want to get back down underneath the 350 point, because that's something that makes me a little bit happy. Because then I have a couple years of like wiggle room if I were to get sent to Japan. I can't get kits sent to me at an APO FPO, which is the military address in Japan. So if it's like a Yume, I would be purchasing it and sending it to my parents, and I would get them when I like go back and visit. So because that's something that I'm always thinking, okay, like what happens if I get stationed back overseas somewhere where I don't have a physical, like I don't have a local address, I only have a military address, which Diamond Art Club does not ship to the military addresses. So I always kind of keep that in mind, because then I'd want to have enough kits in my hoard that I wouldn't have to worry about buying things. I could be like, okay, well, I can just work for my hoard and buy my Yume's and send them to my mom, because I'm not going to miss a Yume. So that's kind of like part of why I want that larger number, that 350. Also, I finish kits very quickly. So if we just look at my logbook, I can look back through and say how many I've finished total, but I track everything. This is my logbook. It's not like a super robust about anything. I have a number of kits in here that I need to log, because there's the finished sticker in here, which I will do before my month in review that goes up tomorrow. But let's see what number we're at as far as regular canvases. So this number does not include mini dazzles, paint gems, any of those mini projects. This is just canvases. I've done so far this year 68, 69, 70, 71. I have completed 71 kits for 2025. Granted them and that's not the minis or the paint dazzle. So my mini kits, that's different. I can actually, I'll pull it up and we'll go over those stats in my actual year in review video when I do that, which will be probably in another week or two, because that's going to be an ordeal to film that one, because again, that's a lot of kits, and that doesn't factor in, that does not include paint gems, that does not include mini dazzles, that does not include what I call mini kits, which anything that is under a 20 by 20 goes into my mini kit category. So my total number that I have in my hoard, like I said, is 432. But if I look at it as just canvases, I have 5 paint gems left. I'm not letting myself buy any more of those mini projects like that until I finish them. I've got 5 paint gems, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Diamond Art Club mini dazzles. So we're at 12 mini projects. I think I have one pretty little gem pack to go. Yes, so I have one, so that's 13 mini project of those separate category projects. And then I think I have, let me go into my mini kits. I also have a mini Lois set that's like 14. And then I think these are going to be under the M's. I have some of like the mini projects that I have separated out. I just have to scroll. I'm scrolling on my iPad and it's a lot slower than the way I normally like to scroll, which is just swiping with my finger, but I'm being lazy. So I'm almost at the M's. This is the thing. It takes so long to get through them all. So we're at what, 14 I said? So there's 15, that's a mini Loas, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So 26 of that 432 are going to be things that I don't technically count as like how many kits do you have in your hoard, because they get calculated different. They don't go into my finishes. I said what, 26? I can't remember. We're calling it 26. I'm doing some math here so you guys can. So I have 406 canvases actually, of like actual full-size canvases in my hoard that are not like the mini projects. So realistically, if you look at that number, my goal, my first and foremost goal that I want to do, I want to get my hoard. I'm going to make some notes while I do this so I have yet to put together like, I'm thinking I might start a new logbook for 2026. This one's almost full. I think this one is like literally just a handful of pages away from filling, which it hurts my soul to not finish it. So I will probably, it hurts my soul to not finish the last few pages because I could totally do another month right here in January. But this is my current logbook that's almost completely filled up. This is my second one. I already completed one previously. So let me go ahead and come over here and we're going to take a look-see at what my current number. So we're at like what I said, like 406 total. And my first goal for the new year, goal 1, is I want to get down to 300, underneath 350. That's going to be my first goal, is get under 350. And once I hit that mile mark, which is only 56 kits that I would have to finish to get under that 350 mark. Once I finish that mile marker, then from there I can say, okay, let's get this down to under 300. Because realistically, if I could sit between the 3 to 350, I think that would be ideal. Like 325, I think for me is a number that that I would be happy with, is having 325 in my hoard. So that's going to be my first goal, is to get down to 325. 350 first, with a stretch goal of getting down to 325. Because I do have to factor in, I will be purchasing kits next year, not a lot, and I'm going to be very strict about setting my boundaries and what I can actually buy, and most things are going to go on the wish list. So I have to go by like shop by shop of what I can buy from each shop as I do this. So that's the goal 1, is to be under 350. Goal 2, if you guys remember back earlier this year, I think it was back in like January or February timeframe. It was pretty early in the year. We had the diamond painting scavenger hunt. And the diamond painting scavenger hunt, I had, oh my goodness, I have so many in here. The diamond painting scavenger hunt was basically, sorry, I got so many random tabs of when I like would destash and write my name and the date on here. So I need to pull those pieces of paper off because they're bothering me having them in here. So there we go. So now I can just have a couple pages on here. So with my diamond painting scavenger hunt tab, I'm looking through to see, and I want to see, because there were 15 kits for the diamond painting scavenger hunt, and one of my goals that I had for 2025 was to actually finish those kits, was to see how many of those kits I could go through. I did not put that as a high priority, so that's something that I do want to do this year. So that's something that we're going to switch over to my iPad view so you guys can see that like tap down as we kind of go over more of this information. I'll show you guys. I want to kind of talk through it first before I go to do that, because that'll like interrupt my stream of consciousness and my thought process. So we're going to wait. I'm having some caffeine-free chai tea. So the scavenger hunt for jewelry, I put Year of the Tiger, which is kitted up on the back of my door. For a book, I put The Apprentice. Makeup was Fancy Flowers, which is a Sybil. A cup was Year of the Snake, which that's the whip I'm working on right now. So that's like, I can mark that one off because I'm actually working on it For a flower, I picked Fiesta Chic, which is a Romy Lerda from Dreamer Designs, which actually I gave it a lot of thought. I do need to pick a different flower canvas. I gave it a lot of thought, and I actually pulled that canvas to destash because it's a square. It's 60 by 90. It's Dreamer Designs old squares. And I was like, it just doesn't even sound appealing to do that anymore. It's not a piece that I'm like, I will die if I don't have this kit. So I'm going to have that one pulled out for a destash. So I have to pick something new for a flower. For cat, I want to do Koi Pond. I will have to pull up some of these and see. That one I think is a Lazy River Crafts, so that one's going to take longer. For a hat, I picked the canvas Heidi, which is a Camilla de Erica, and I did actually complete that one. So that's two. One completion and one like in progress. For a plant, I put aromatic succulents, and I'll pull these up on my iPad so you can see what they actually look like in the picture. For an instrument, I picked Song of the Moon, which is a Miss Holly. For the moon, I picked Floating Dream. For a window, Year of the Dragon, which actually I did complete as well. So that was one that I just recently completed. For a redhead, I picked the kit Miss Rouge. So that's also one that I'm on the fence. I need to look and see what size it is and if it squares or rounds, because that one is also an Oraloa. And I just had a rather unpleasant Oraloa square experience. It's basically confetti. So if this is a small kit, I will keep it in here. For a weapon, I'm going to do Katana, which is like one of the kits I'm so looking forward to doing, and I can't believe I haven't done it yet. For mythical creature, I chose Sake Dragon, which I did actually complete earlier this year. And for food, I went for a snack. I went with Seafoam, which is kind of hilarious when you think about it. So anyways, those are the 15 kits that I picked for the scavenger hunt, which I have completed 3, and I have 1 as a whip. So that takes us down to 11 additional kits to go. But then I took and I destashed Fiesta Chic, or put that one in the destash pile. So technically I'm really at, basically I've got 10, I think it's 10 to go on here. So that's, I did make some good leeway, but that's going to be one of the projects that I do want to finish this year, is because I tried to pick kits that were older from that one. So I do want to finish the scavenger hunt. So my second goal is to finish the scavenger hunt canvases, the DP scavenger hunt canvases, and finish those out. And then we get onto the other major tag that we did, which was the 10 Diamond Art Club Deserted Island canvases. So basically, what 10 Diamond Art Club kits would you want to take with you on a deserted island? So for this one, I picked Fushimi Inari, which is actually in one of like my most highly anticipated kits that I really want to do, but also my like most intimidating kits, because once I do it, it's done. And I've talked so much about that one. Heaven's Gate, which is going to be a confetti, but it's such a pretty canvas, and it's so many beautiful greens. Cyber Edo, Muted Sound, Sakura Festival, The Leviathan, Dream, Dragon Spirit, Neko Mart, and Away From It All. So those are the kits that I have on my Deserted Island tag. So I'll pull them up, and I think there's some events that I have that are going to be going on this year that those could definitely line up well with, for some of those that I could easily do. Like I could pick pretty much almost any one of those for my own event in February, which if you were not aware, we will be doing the 3rd annual Lunar New Year DP along starting in February. For this year, it's just going to run for the month of February. Every other year, it'll be either 4 weeks one year. If the Lunar New Year is in February, then it'll be a 4-week event. If the Lunar New Year is in January, then it's going to be a 6-week event. So it encompasses that period. The girls are having some fun. So that's my third, that is my third goal, is I want to finish the Deserted Island tag canvases, which is 10 kits there. And then there's another 10 on the scavenger hunts. That's like 20 kits that I have in there. So like I said, I want to decrease the size of the hoard. I want to finish the scavenger hunt canvases. And then I also want to do the Deserted Island tag canvases, get those ones done. Which it's kind of one of those things where when we look at like some of the other videos that I've done, like my most anticipated diamond paintings, and then like the most intimidating diamond paintings, those ones, the intimidating ones may or may not fall in there, but the anticipated ones are ones that I would like to kind of sprinkle in this year, which some of them, like I already mentioned aromatic succulents, I already mentioned katana, duck bath, which I plan on doing, Fushimi Inari, already mentioned it, Heart of a Warrior, Heaven's Gate, already mentioned it, Hong Kong Lights, Rain, Pumpkin Season, and the Leviathan, which was another one that I'd already mentioned. So half of these Most anticipated DPs are ones that I already have talked about that I do need to finish this year. So those ones I'm not really putting a high priority on. So really, I've got the first 3 goals. And my 4th goal is going to be doing something that I had already been starting. I started this, I think, like June or July of this past year. I started working on basically my own version of Lisette's or Refresh Your Stash. So I started working on refreshing, like working through my old canvases. I'm starting with the ones that are not in my rainy day hoard. So I can get those ones done, and then it's like I'm left with just the canvases that are give me the most joy out of all of them. All of them give me joy, but those are the ones that are like, if I had to pick favorites, it would be these ones. So my 4th goal is to really work on the refresh your stash part of everything, which I haven't figured out how many I want to complete from there. But like realistically, as I kit things up, I usually pull, unless it's something I'm going to do for an event, I'm trying to pull kits that are just the old ones. And then I kind of like balance them usually with like a palette cleanser smaller canvas, which tends to be some of the newer ones to kind of as like that in between time. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as my main goals. I want to downsize the hoard, get under 350, finish the scavenger hunt canvases, finish the deserted island tag canvases, and then work on my refreshing my stash. That's my big thing that I want to do. One of the things that, since Bev over at Bev B totally got me into cross stitching, so I have been doing a lot of cross stitching now. And that's something that I definitely like. Has been taking up some of my time. Because when I start a cross stitch project, I like to like really work on it, and then that pulls me away from my diamond painting time because you only have so much time in the day, and I wish there was more. I really wish there was more. So actually, I think I'm gonna add I just thought, and I'm like, a 5th goal as I'm looking at some canvases here. I'm like, I need to actually go through my hoard and take a hard look at some of the canvases that I know I have, and I'm like, do I actually want to work on that kit? Because there's some I have in there that are absolutely beautiful kits, beautiful images, but do I want to work on it? Is it something that's going to bring me joy to work on, or is it going to be a slog to get through? So that's something that I really need to take like a hard look. So that's going to be one of my goals, is to basically take that hard look at the hoard and see, are there things that could go to a new home? I know there's 2 kits that I think I probably will end up destashing. One of them is Potion Delivery, and then the other one is the Mrs. Butterdee's like pumpkin apple pie, whatever, the 2 Halloween kits that I was like super happy. I got one of them in my box, and then I traded for the other one. But I'm actually like, you know what? Like, I really am not looking forward to, the 100 colors in the Potion Delivery. If I have something that's a very high color kit, it has to be something that I am actually really going to love to actually do that. And then with the Mrs. Butterdee, it's very brown. And when I did Cursed was very brown. And the only reason I got through Cursed so well was because it was rounds. But if it had been a square with all of that brown, that would have been miserable. The apple pie one is also rounds, but it's very, very brown and very monotone. And I'm like, do I really want to do it? I like canvases that have a lot of color, either blues, greens, pastels, pinks. I like color. I like pastels. I do not like red. I do not like orange. I do not like brown. Those are like the 3 colors that I do not enjoy in my diamond paintings. And so I think that's one of the things that because I have kits in there that I love. I love the image. I love the artwork. But is it going to bring me joy working on it? And that's really what it comes down to, because we do this because it's fun and we enjoy it. So I'm like, if it's not going to bring me joy, why should I keep those kits when I could destash them to somebody who may have been hunting for that kit? Because I have some of them that have been discontinued that I've had for a few years now. So that's kind of where I'm at when we're talking about that as far as the main goals. So we're going to pull up, I have a list of some of the events that I created a list of events for people that I personally know that are hosting the events that are in my, oh gosh, I need my events page. In the Sophie, the Diamond Help Desk, she has an amazing Discord that I've been part of for like 2 years or so. And it's called the Crafter's Den, and basically this has been like my life because I have some of my best friends ever are on our crafty Discord. So let me go to here. So I created a tag. I created a list of all of the events that we have that are hosted by server members who are also creators throughout the year. So it's like typically if you're a server, if you're a creator and you're in the server and you're an active member of the server, then you can we create a tab because I'm one of the moderators of the group, but we created like a channel for that event. It's kind of like the informal thing. I don't do Facebook, but I do Discord. So it's like where most people would have like a Facebook group for their event. I'll be like, if you want that real-time like interaction, join the Discord and we'll interact on the Discord, and then you can find your nice home away from home for your event. There's a bunch of people that have participated in my events in previous years that are in the Discord now. But basically, so for the first few months, we're not going to look through the entire year. We're just, we may kind of talk through it. So the events that we have, we've got January is the Art by Julia DP along with Natalie, Tiffany, and Michaela Renee. So Die Cooking Diamonds, Michaela Renee, Diamonds at Tiffany's. So they're hosting the Art by Julia event in 2026, which starts in January. Let me make a list of, I'm going to, as we talk through this, I'm going to kind of pull up like the kits that I want to do for it. So January for that one, I am actually planning on working on duck bath. I have not kitted it up yet. I have it pulled out. It's actually hanging on the back of my door. The drills are in a pile on they're still in their drill bag, but they're on the floor. So I have it right here. So here is our duck bath right there in all of its glorious green. So you can kind of see the edge of it. That one is hanging right there. I will work on duck bath. I can't kit it up yet because I ordered a bunch of enhancements for it because I am going to be doing all sorts of bling for it. So I need to wait until, I need to write my enhancements out better. But basically these are the enhancements that I'm going to do. Ignore my scribbles, but you can see how there's a lot in there. I'm going to be blinging up certain aspects of it. So I am going to work on this one, duck bath for January for that event. For February, I've got my Lunar New Year DP along. So this will be our third annual Lunar New Year event. So for that one, I have not fully decided what kit I want to do for it. I'm thinking of throwing in the Fushimi Inari. I think I may just do Fushimi Inari because it's on my like two other lists. And what better time to do it? But then it's one of those things where I want to do it so bad, but I don't want to do it because then it's gonna be done. It's a struggle. Hi Mo, you can come back up on my lap. You can jump up here. Well, come on. There you go. Hi Momos. I have a mochi on my lap. She's like, don't, I want to cuddle and snuggle. So I'm thinking for my event, I may do Fushimi Inari. And then I may kind of double dip a little bit because there's also, and I have plenty of kits I could pull out for fairy tales and folklore that are from Katie, Diamonds and Washi and Pixie Sticks, Kate, Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper. So the two of them are hosting the fairy tales and folklore event also in February, which if you're, depending on what kit you're doing for the fairy tale and folklore, you could easily double dip it for both of our events. Like if you're doing a dragon, because that's fairy tales and folklore, well, that's a, hi Mo, what do you want? A dragon is a zodiac animal, so you can use that for both events. So I have to decide which kit I want to do. I may pull up like the one of my Mulan kits that I have. That would work because I have a couple Mulans, one of them that's a small round and one that's a larger square. So I'm going to write Mulan down because I could easily do a Mulan kit for that event. For March is Stoke Your Dragon Fire with Mackenzie over at Dragon Wing Diamonds, and I am going to do the Leviathan for that event. I am so anticipating this. That was like the first, what? Don't even with yourself. She's trying to snuggle into my Udi. You just see something? It's the baby. She's over there doing things. You're silly, Mo. Anyways, I got distracted by the cat. So for Mackenzie's event for Dragon Wing Diamonds, I'm doing the Stoke Your Dragonfire event in March, and I'm going to work on the Leviathan. Also, there is the March Mini DP Madness going on, which is Michaela Renee, Kara, the principal painter, Messy Girl Crafts, and Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. I probably will informally participate in that event because I can guarantee you I'm going to have a mini canvas of some type, like a paint gem, a mini dazzle, something that I'm going to work on alongside. And that would be in March. I would knock that out in March. So April is the Chrisabug-along. It's also the third annual Chrisabug-along. Same thing with the Stoke Your Dragon Fire, third annual. So the three of us, Mackenzie, myself, and Jessica, all started our events the same year, and we timed them. So it's like I did mine in February, and then followed afterwards by Mackenzie in March, and then Jessica in April. We did it on purpose so that way, you could blend your kits right from one into the other. You want to work on a dragon in your slow diamond painter, do the dragon for my event and finish it in Mackenzie's event because we don't require new starts or anything like that. So April is the Chrisabug-along. So I'm going to have to pick a Chrisabug for that because I am going to be doing a Chrisabug. I just have to pick which Chrisabug I am going to do. Also in April is Dakota-thon with Kara, the principal painter, Alyssa, the diamond painting accountant, plus Mystery of Diamonds, and Rochelle. I think hers is Bling It Up. I do not own any, I think I had one Dakota and I have finished that Dakota, so I will not be participating in the Dakota-thon. I will support them, but I will not be participating. You're not going in the hole with how you're sitting there. Just trying to get into my hoodie pocket. Yes, the litter robot is cleaning your poop. She just heard the litter robot that I got for Christmas doing its thing. So April Dakota-thon, I'm not going to be participating because I don't have any Dakotas. They're beautiful pieces, but definitely not my style. And then also in April is Laura over at Anxiety Art Adventures is doing her Legendary Lyubka 2026. So I am going to be participating in that one for sure. I just have not decided which Lyubka I'm going to do. So April is also going to be a Lyubka. So I know that, and I only really participate in the events for my friends that I have. May is a continuation of Dakota-thon. Also in May, Michaela Renee has her Ivy Dollamore event. I'll have to look, and I think I actually could work on Away From It All, because that's one of them. Away From It All is one of them that's on my, I think it's on the, let's see, which list is it on? It's on my Deserted Island list. So I can work on Away From It All, which is an Ivy Dollamore and one of the only Ivies. I only have a couple Ivies. So I will do that one. That actually works because it'll force me to work on it. And I'm double dipping then because I'm doing it for the event and for the tag questions. June is Summer with the Masters. We'll run June into July with Katie if Katie does it again this year. I don't know if I'm going to participate or not. If so, I need to order a canvas because I would do a custom canvas. July is the Be Happy event with Tiffany over at Diamonds at Tiffany's and Natalie Diet Coke and Diamonds. So for the Be Happy event, I will participate in that. I do not know what canvas I'm going to do for that event, but I'm going to do something. I have not decided. So that is the Be Happy event. Also Season of Spangler. I do not own any Spangler canvases. That's with Kara and Mistria Diamonds. Brandy, I do not own any, so I will not be participating in that one. I will support them. But I do not own any Spanglers because it's not my style. August is going to be the Fan Art Fest, which I know I talked about this multiple times. I talked about, but it is official. We have made it official probably a month and a half ago, somewhere around in there. And I am going to have a co-host for it, so it's not going to be just me. So it's going to be myself, Make Arts and Crafts, and then CF Diamonds. The two of us are going to co-host the Fan Art Fest, which basically is going to be the whole purpose of the Fan Art Fest is for those of us that love fan art of it could be your favorite anime, it could be your favorite manga, it could be your favorite game, your favorite movie, anything like that. So if you wanted to do a K-pop Demon Hunters canvas, go for it. I think I'm going to do Seafoam, which is a Love in Deep Space, which is a game. So I think I'm going to do Seafoam for that event because that will double dip on things. But I can guarantee you I'm going to be also doing a Ghibli canvas or 2 or 3 or 4. I can guarantee you there is a Ghibli canvas being done in August. Also in August is Claws and Paws or Paws and Claws. I always get it mixed up. But that's Laura over at Anxiety Art Adventures. I will do some kind of canvas that has a cat or a creature in it. I have lots of cat canvases. So I'm going to be doing a cat of that one for Claws and Paws. And then September starts Drills and Chills. That runs from September into October. In September, I usually don't do any Drills and Chills canvases in September. For me, it's too early. I only do those in October, but that's going to be Katie over at Diamonds and Washi, and then Lindsay over Molds and Fairy Lights. That'll run September through October. November is Season of Spangler, which is Kara and Mystery of Diamonds. They do it twice a year. Also November, mid-November is when Jingle Drills starts, and that runs November into December. I also I informally participate in both Drills and Chills and Jingle Drills, where I'll kind of like do a holiday themed canvas, but I don't make it a priority. And then kind of like throughout the year, we will have the Crafters Den. Our Discord has some has like seasonal mystery canvases that we typically do. We typically have 4 a year. So, and those are kits that will be done and put on by Jaded Gem Shop. So those I typically participate in. Those are kind of like the rotating throughout the year. And then there's, the informal 100-day challenge that Nicole over at Shire Shenanigans has been doing as well. That's kind of like an ongoing constant thing. So those are the events. I only really have kits planned for the most part, like main kits that I'll do for those events for January through August. I don't really have anything for September, October, November, December, but I mean, for me to think and plan that far in advance is a little challenging, because it's like I won't know what I want to work on until I'm there at that time. But anyways, that's where I'm at. So now, because it's kind of boring if you just sit and stare at me the whole time, so now we're going to flip over to my iPad, and we're going to do like the typical top-down view I like to do for my iPad, and we're going to kind of talk through some of the goals and the things where you can see the actual pictures for the canvases that are going to go along with it. And maybe plot out some of the kits that I'll do for some of these next ones. For the month of January, I do have to finish the kits that I have kitted up, as well as work on Duck Bath. But that one's a lot of color blocking, so it's not going to be bad. But I do still have a handful of kits on the back of my door here that I need to work on, and I have more whips than I've ever had, which is like, but we're gonna switch over to that top-down view and go from there. All right, so now we are over here, and the first thing we're gonna do actually is we're gonna come up here, and like I said, I've got way too many kits in my hoard. I don't normally have it set up. Okay, let me go to the photos so you guys can see the photo views. I have way too many kits in my hoard. So my first goal, like I said, is to take this number from the 406, which it says 432 because that's not factoring it. I don't factor in the mini kits, and all of those small like mini projects don't get calculated in the overall number. But my goal is to get this hoard down to under 350. That's going to be goal number 1, is going to be doing that. So from there, goal number 2 that I mentioned is going to be completing the deserted island, or the scavenger hunt kits. So for the scavenger hunt, I do have these pulled and labeled. So as you can see here, I have completed 3 kits for the scavenger hunt already: Sake Dragon, Heidi, and Year of the Dragon. So I have 3 that I have completed, and I have 2 that are in my started category. One being Year of the Snake, which that's my current whip. I've got two of 6 sections done on it so far. So I'm basically I'm a third of the way done with this canvas right now. Which have I uploaded? I did upload, so you guys can get it. Nope, not the full. I don't think I uploaded the full view of it. That's on my phone, so I can't even show you. So Year of the Snake, and then I will also be working on Year of the Tiger. So that's going to be one that will get finished in January. I just have to plan the bling for Year of the Tiger. So those are the 2 that have been started. So that's basically 5 of them right there. This is the one that I am actually going in my D-stash pile, Fiesta Chick. It's a very large square from Dreamer Designs. It's a 60 by 90 square drill canvas from Dreamer Designs. And I just decided, no, I love it. It's beautiful, but I think I'm pulling it out. So it's in my D-stash. And then the other 9, so I'll have, basically, once I finish Year of the Snake, I'll have 10 more to do to finish this out. Which you can see here, we have Aromatic Succulents, and then we have Katana, which is going to be so fun. Fancy Flowers, Floating Dream, which if I put Floating Dream in, I could totally do Floating Dream in August for Claws and Paws, because that's a cat. So let me this is going to be Floating Dream. I think I'll put there. And then I'm knocking it out. And then we also have the Koi Pond. Oh, this one here is such a cute image. It's so pretty. I love the colors on this. It's going to be one that takes me a while because it's going to be very confetti heavy. The nice thing is it's only a 50 by 75 and it is round drills. And then next up is the Miss Rouge, which is the redhead one from Oraloa. This is a 55 by 66. It is a round, so I I will be fine doing that. I just did an Orloa that about took me out because it was squares and it was pure confetti. I really don't mind the confetti as much when it's rounds. I can tolerate so much more in confetti when it's rounds. So that's going to be one of them as well. And then Seafoam, this is the snack one. So this is going to be, this is Raphael from the game Love in Deep Space. If you've ever played that game, this is Raphael, one of the characters. So I have that marked down as a snack for the scavenger hunt. And that's one that I do plan on completing. I think this is one I'm going to work on for the Fan Art Fest. I'll work on his canvas. So, and then the last two, we've got Song of the Moon and The Apprentice. I don't know when I'm going to work on those ones throughout the year, but I am going to work on those ones. But that encompasses the 10 kits that I still have outlying for the scavenger hunt. And then on top of that, we have the Deserted Island tag. Hi, Momo. Let's go ahead and pull that. There's only 10 kits for here, which is much better. So we already talked about Away From It All. This is going to be an Ivy Dollamore. So this is one that I will work on for the Ivy Dollamore event in May. So I'm going to do that one. And then we have Cyber Edo. We have Dragon Spirit. We have Dream by JoJo's Art, which is such a beautiful kit. Fushimi and Ari, which I decided I am going to do in February, is going to be Fushimi and Ari. So we're going to be working on that one. And then Heaven's Gate, Muted Sound, which this one is, oh, I so can't wait to do. That one's going to be incredible. I want to do so much bling to this one. So kits like these, my Yumeis, I will go all out and I will plan incredible bling for, but I'm going to do so much bling for Muted Sound. It's going to be like ridiculous because anything like this is going to be like the glowing. It's going to be like, I'm going to use some sparklers and some really vibrant colors and bubbles and all sorts of fun stuff in there. And then we have Neko Mart, Sakura Festival, the Leviathan, which the Leviathan is one that like I said, I am going to be working on the Leviathan in March for Mackenzie's event. So that kind of covers, I need to figure out which Chrysabug I want to do. So let's take a look. So those are the two tag ones. So we're going to pull up the Chrysabug. Where, depends on how I was like, how did I label them? I labeled the Chrysabugs. Oh, I love it when it auto-corrects me to exactly what I did not want it to say. All right, so these are the Chrysabugs that I have completed. I have these three right here are ones that I have done that I did for the two. This one was for last year's, or this current year, 2025 event, and then this one was for 2024 for the event. So I have to pick which one of these Chrysabugs I am going to do for 2026. I think I may do, I want to do a comparison between Feline Familiars from Jaded Gem Shop and Feline Familiars from Diamond Art Club. So I may actually do those ones. And then we have Sleeping Familiars, which is the new updated version of it. So I may actually work on Feline Familiars as my Chrysabug. I think it's one of my older ones anyways. So I think I will do that. So I've put Feline Familiars down. That's as a Chrysabug that I'm going to work on. And now I need to decide what Liubka I want to do. So we're going to look at the Liubka and see. So these are all of the Liubkas that there are. I'm not going to work on the Christmas Liubkas in August or in April because those are going to wait until this coming Christmas. So I will probably start with Laundry Black Cats, the original. I may do Laundry Black Cats. When I do Kitchen Cats, I want to change the color of Kitchen Cats, I think, and make it like a teal color. It's going to be really pretty. But I could also do cat schemes, but I think I'm going to start with Laundry Black Cats. That's going to be the one that I do for April. For the Liubka event. We're going to label it Laundry Black Cat. And then we already talked about the Ivy in May. And then we have to pick out what kit I'm going to do in July for the Be Happy event. I don't think I have any kits with bees in them. So I have to pick something that's going to make me happy. And I have I have so many kits in here that would fall underneath that label in that category. So it's very hard to decide when I have so many and I love them all. So I really haven't, and that's something that's in July. So I've got time to think about it and plan what I'm going to do for that kit for July. Maybe I'll do Katana just because this kit, every time I see it, it just makes me smile. So this may be my July kit, maybe Katana. I think that's what we might end up doing is this little guy here. And for the background, this one is squares. It's a small square. It's only a 40 by, it's basically 43 by 56 centimeters. And what I plan on doing for the background is I plan on basically doing like a checker, like a design in the background. I'll probably just do like a diagonal, like checkerboard, like or checkered background with the outline in dust drills instead of just straight 310. But this is going to be so cute when I finish it, when I do katana. So I think I'm going to do katana for July. August, like I said, I'm going to do the seafoam canvas. And then I'm probably going to do one of my Ghiblis as well for my event in August. And we already talked about Floating Dream. But as you can see, I've got a lot of Ghibli canvases that I could do. And really any one of these could be chosen for my event because they're all well, technically it's Ghibli, not Ghibli, but as you can see, I've got so many Ghibli kits and I've only done 2 of them so far. My 100th kit was actually a Ghibli. But I have so many and they're just so awesome. So I just haven't decided which one I want to do. I might do Fisher Gal because it's one that I have been meaning to do for ages. So I might end up doing the Ivy, the Fisher Gal. It's one of my older kits. But those are kind of the main things that we've got going on. One of the things to look at as well is going to be looking at kits that I received. My 2023 kits. That's going to be one of the things that's high on my priority list is 2023 kits. So I started diamond painting in April of 2023. So these are going to be anything that I bought in that time frame. My priority is going to be working on the ones that are not from my rainy day hoard. I want to save the rainy day hoard ones. So as you can see here, these 2 paint gems will definitely be getting done. And then I have been working on a lot of the 2023 kits lately. So that's why you see we have like a big run of rainy day kits. As we come through, I think the first one that's not in the rainy day is Festival of Ribbons. So this is one that I'm going to be doing next year. Is that one there. It's a square and it's larger, 60 by 90. So we'll see how that goes. I also have Fisherman's Village, which is from Shimmering Canvases. It is a Andreas Rocha canvas. And so that's 2 of them that I have to do. I've got Genesis 2 by Jesse, Ghost Cafe, Harajuku. I've got Himeji Castle, It Mine, It Shine, Jellyfish, Kiki's Flight, Kitsune Legend Japanese, Kitsunebi. Let's see, what else do we have? Memoir des Ancestresses. Those are 2 Orloas. Moon Rabbit. I'm actually on the fence about destashing Moon Rabbit because it's a lazy river one, but it's around. So it's not going to be horrible. My own other custom. Mystic Creek Roots. That one I do really, that's high on my list to do next. It's a landscape from Enabler's Outpost. It's rounds. Pine Tree Haven, Queen of Wands. These are just the ones that are not rainy day canvases. Saved by the Flamingo, Saved by the Turtle, Song of the Moon. I already have, I know I want to work on that one. And then I have a Craftably, Stargazing, and then we have the Treehouse from Andreas Rocha. We have another Orloa. This one, I'm going to see how it goes with the Orloa that I'm about to start. Because it's a round, older one, and see if I can tolerate the confetti on it or if it's as bad as that square. But I've done a round Orloa that is older before, and it was just fine. I had no issues. And then we've got Unmask. This is one of my earlier Jaded Gem shops. And then, yeah, that kind of hits the category of all of the ones. So if I have to change my view because this is my brain works better in this view. I know it's much harder for you guys to see. That's why we look at the photos. But I'm going to count the canvases from 2023, including the minis that fall into my non-rainy day hoard. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So I have 25 canvases left from 2023. I'm actually going to write that on my my goals list for my refresh, my stash. There are 25 canvases from 2023. And if I can work on knocking out those canvases and get through those non-rainy day hoard on 2023 canvases, and then I can move on. I have completed a fair amount. So you can see there's these two that are like kitted up and ready for me to start. They're sitting hanging behind me on the door. I have some that I've pulled out for my D-stash list, and then I have ones that I have completed. And so I have completed a lot of kits that out of all of my completions that I've done, you can see there's a bunch of them that are from the early order, and a lot of them are ones that you guys will say, oh, that looks familiar, and that's because I think I started back in I want to say it was right around here when I did the Aurora dragons. That was kind of when I started working on the old kits. So you can see here we have a fair number of my finishes have been because we went 120, 121, 130, 131, 138, 39, 40, 41, 44, 45, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, and then 66 and 74. So you can see I had a nice big run of canvases that were from 2023 that I was working on close together because I've been working on this. Basically, I've been trying to, since the May timeframe, really it started with Bahama Mama, I want to say. Yeah, so that was May is when I started that one. And then this one I also started in May. Or this one I started in June. But basically, since that May, June, July timeframe is when I really started focusing on these older ones, especially when I rolled into July. July is when I really, everything was like, I pulled the old kits out, kitted them up, and went from there. And that's why you see such a big run from here down of older kits. And those are the older, all the paint gems, the older ones, and then the mini projects. These are things that I have completed. I don't log like the coasters and the birthday cards in my completions anymore because I just don't log those ones in here. So anyways, that shows us that we've actually completed a lot. And if I complete these the 25 that I have up in here, that will be really, that will help and will go like a long way towards my completions for 2026. So I think that's kind of the gist of it. I know we've been talking for like forever and a day, so hopefully you guys are like listening because you like me talking. But that's something that and like I said, okay, so we talked about our getting the hoard under 350. We talked about the scavenger hunt canvases. We talked about the deserted island tag canvases. We talked about the refresh your stash, and we talked about the events. So the only thing on my goals list of the 6 things that we wrote down is the hard look at the hoard. So basically, one of those things, like if I look at the Mrs. Butter canvases, I always have to remember how I labeled it. But if I look at all of my Mrs. Butter D canvases that I have, these are the ones that I have. I've only completed 2, and just recently I did Cursed and then Halloween Bedroom. So if I look at these, I can just tell right off the bat that apple pie, like the color palette for me is just not doing it with apple pie. So apple pie is one that I think I am actually going to de-stash the apple pie. Because it's the color palette for it is just not, I'm not feeling the color palette. So I think I am going to de-stash that one. And then there may be maybe other kits that I give a good hard look to and decide whether I'm going to de-stash or not. But that's going to be one of them. And then if I look back, like Potion Delivery is another one that I can think off the top of my head that I am going to. So that's going to be this one here, which I traded a different kit for this one to get it. But I think I may actually end up de-stashing it. And then another one, it's actually one of the Ivies that I put on one of my most intimidating canvases, and I'm so on the fence. It's such a beautiful image, but it's a massive square and it's all orange and red. So for me, I'm like, okay, like these are the 3 canvases off the top of my head that I can think of that I could let go. And I'd have to look at some of my other kits and decide from there. But as you can see, that's another one that I love it. It's a beautiful image, but do I want to do a massive square? That's what it really comes down to. Do I want to do a massive square that's all reds? Like I could do a massive square and have it be in, a color palette that I love. But we'll have to see. So that's kind of where I'm looking as far as my 2026 goals. We'll talk about, I'll go over the stats of everything that I've done in 2020. We'll go over all of the things that I've done in 2025 when I do my year in review video, we're going to kind of talk about those numbers and everything else. So I'm not worried about that because technically it's not even the 2026 yet. It's still December. So this is going up on the 31st. If you're watching on the 31st, well, guess what? It's still December. So I don't actually film my month in review or videos until the evening of the day before the 1st. So like I will film on tomorrow, which is the 31st for me, tomorrow night, I will film my December month in review to go up on the 1st. But because that's how I like to do things. But anyways, that is all I have for you guys for today. I hope you guys enjoyed like this random meandering of thought process as we went ahead and tried to plan out my goals for 2026, which as you can see, I want to get down to 350. I want to finish the scavenger hunt kits, finish the deserted island tag kits, work on refreshing my stash with a goal of trying to knock out all 25 of those kits from 2023. And then like take a hard look at my hoard and really call out the things that are not going to really truly bring me joy. So that could be a company that I'm working on and the kit just really isn't bringing me joy. I've worked on them and I'm like, this isn't something that I'm going to enjoy. Well, then maybe I de-stash it to somebody else. And then we also do the event kits, which I have basically planned out in a rough scribble right through here, at least through August. So I have at least got my kits through August figured out. And then I really don't do much as far as like September, October, November, December when it comes to event wise, because I just like to do whatever I want. Everybody else is working on drills and chills, and I'm like, I'm going to work on something not drills and chills related. So I just like to be different and contrary sometimes with all of that. But anyways, that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing this and kind of learning a little bit about my goals. And I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.